Hi, thanks for coming. Before we have the section, I just want to tell you about the confidentiality. Whatever we say here is between both of us. Is that understood?
Yep.
What's your name?
Marie.
How old are you?
I'm 68 years old.
So, what brings you here, Mary?
So lately, I have multiple sex partners. Um, and I'm worried, it's not that I can help it. I just have a lot of people that I sleep with.
About how many of them?
Right now, I have four.
Are you in love with all of them? Do you like them?
Not not really. I mean, my ex-husband, I still like him. He makes me laugh. And if I'm having like a tough day, a tough time, he will call me, check on me, come visit me, take me out to make me feel good. Yeah.
So, let's talk a little bit about your family. How long did your marriage last?
We were married, I think for a long time till my daughter was 32 years old. Um, so we got married when I was pregnant, and then we were married because my daughter is sick. So my husband, my ex-husband, we had a lot of disagreement on the treatment that we wanted to do for my daughter.
Okay.
So because of so many disagreement, he wanted my daughter to be in an institute, while I wanted my daughter to be at home where I can take care of her, and I make sure she goes to all of her doctor's appointments, and I go with her and I be there with her and give her support. But he wanted my daughter to be hospitalized in an institution, and I didn't want that.
Okay, so that was what the disagreement came into. Um, do you have any siblings? Family
Um,
member?
I have a sister, but she lives far away. She lives in Florida.
How was
Um,
it growing up? Dad, mom?
my parents were okay. We grew up in the Boston area. I grew up around Roxbury. Back then, it was called Roxbury, but now it's called like Chestnut Hill. Um, I had a good life. I had friends. Growing up, I was a shy kid. I was very, very shy. So I didn't talk a lot. Like, even when I had friends over, I would just be quiet. Even when like my friends invited me over, I wouldn't go because I was shy. My parents really provided support, and they were very supportive. Um, yeah.
So when you had a divorce, how did your life change drastically?
I had a divorce because of too many things that happened in the past.
Hmm.
When I was young, I was sexually abused. I had a family friend was taking care of me, and one
How old were
time
you when you
I
were
was
separated?
maybe about 5 years old when it happened.
Okay.
So a family friend was taking care of me one day, and he asked me to do something. Being young as a child, I wasn't aware I couldn't do that. So basically, he had me perform oral sex on him. Um, and then afterward, everything started falling apart. After that, I became depressed at a very young age. And my parents noticed, but I was just acting funny when he was around.
What do you mean funny? Can you?
Just funny, as in, if like I didn't want to be touched. Even when my mother trying to give me a bath, I didn't want to be touched. Or if someone, hold me differently, you know, would make me feel.
Did it trigger anything?
Yeah, it triggered the sex abuse. A couple of times, even with my now relationships. I think part of the reason why I have so many sex partners is, part of my past with the sex abuse.
For the sex abuse, did it happen only once, or it was constant?
It happened multiple times. I was saying with the same person, the uncle.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe till I was like 9 years old. Um, and then there was one time where I was coming home from school because I used to go to school and then afterward I work at the library.
Mm-hmm.
And my car broke down and the person that stopped to help me fix my tire, he said to me, I would fix your tire for you if you go down on me, basically giving oral sex.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole time I was crying, but I was alone, I was scared, there was no one around, so I started crying. And then when I did that, he basically just pushed me and like pushed me to the ground and I fell and he left me there alone. So that was another instant that happened.
Okay, you were in your early teens or your early teenagers?
I was, I think maybe 20, 28 at the time.
So what made you go down on him? Because you felt you couldn't call the cops or you couldn't.
Well, my phone was dead and I was in an area where there was no one. I couldn't get any help. So he passed by, he was the only car that stopped. I mean, one car passed after that, like after everything happened. There was another car that passed by and helped me, but I thought, I was alone, there's no help, I didn't have a phone, so I thought I had to do what I needed to do.
When you were sexually abused by your uncle and it lasted for almost 4 years, did you tell anybody what you were experiencing or was there any penetration?
Not that I remember much. I just remember him maybe touching me inappropriately or having me touched him inappropriately, or he would have me do things on him, like maybe give him oral sex. Um, but as far as like actual sex, I don't really remember much.
Did you
Yeah.
tell anyone? Did you talk to mom, dad, your sister?
I tried to tell my mom at one point, but he was like my uncle, my mother's brother. A few times she didn't believe me, but I think the way that I started acting funny, I was not doing well in school. I wasn't talking for a while. I wasn't eating for a while. So my mother took me to see a therapist, no, a psychiatrist, to figure out what was going on.
So when you had your divorce, how was it like, living by yourself and trying to get into the dating world and start a new life without your ex-husband?
So living by myself, I like being independent. I like doing things by myself. Um, I have friends that I meet. There's a group that I'm involved with. Is some of us like the seniors. We have like groups that we do like our apartment complex. They've been trying to get rid of us for a long time because some of us, were older. I'm 68. I have friends that are like in their 70s and their 80s. Some of them don't want to be in a nursing home, so they like living where we are. So in this group, we meet once a month.
Mm-hmm.
So I have friends that I meet there. Even two of the guys that I'm sleeping with, I met them at that group. And then my ex-husband, and then I have another, and like an ex-boyfriend from high school that I'm involved with.
Okay. So no one is a relationship. The two guys you're sleeping with, are they just your friends or do you talk to anyone about trying to start something or
One of the guy that um, my ex-boyfriend actually, my ex-boyfriend from high school, he keeps telling me he wants to get back together. But the part of the reason why we broke up when I was in college is the main reason I don't want to get back with him. So he has been asking me we should go, we should be involved, we should be exclusive. He tells me he likes me, he loves me, he wants to be with me still. Um, but I don't know. I'm
Why?
not
What's
sure.
stopping you?
Um, when we were dating, um, I found out there was one time his credit card bill came home,
Mm-hmm.
and I opened it up,
Mm-hmm.
and I found that he had been sleeping with a lot of prostitutes. Um, the same day I got checked because I wanted to be on the safe side. I didn't
Okay.
want to, get sick or whatever. So he has been sleeping with prostitutes. He has been paying using his credit card. He was in a huge credit card debt. Um, he meets this woman online on Craigslist, on different websites. Who pay them, meet them at a hotel, and do whatever he does. And he told me he's not doing that anymore. He loves me. He wants to be with me. He's not gonna sleep around with anybody like any prostitute
Mm-hmm.
anymore. He's going to be faithful. But then again, I don't trust him.
Okay, no trust. Okay. Then let's talk about the two guys you're sleeping with. How did you meet them? And do they know you're sleeping with either or?
Not really. I don't tell them that I'm sleeping with like any other person. Um, they don't really ask. I think some of them are okay with just us having sex and not really being involved. The other guy, he's actually one of the guys from the group is actually married. Yeah, and so I think he just like our relationship to be, strictly sex. And the other guy that I'm sleeping with, he says he likes me, but I've seen him flirting with like other women, other group. He's a big flirter. He flirts a lot. He claims he's just a nice guy, but I think he's probably interested in other women. Yeah,
Okay. So the first guy is married, so you guys are just having casual sex.
yeah.
And the other one is non-married, but he's too flirtatious for you.
Mhm.
Then your ex-husband, how often do you have sex with him?
My ex-husband, when he comes to visit me, sometime he will come every other weekend, or when he's free from work, he
Hmm.
will come every week. When he comes over, he usually brings me food, brings me things that I need, or sometimes he will stay at my apartment and we cook and we eat. So usually when he's around, that's when we have sex.
Okay. So, how often would you say you have sex in a week?
Oh my gosh. Maybe 5 times.
With all of them?
Not so much all of them. I think my ex-husband maybe usually on the weekend, and my ex-boyfriend, the one from high school, he's always there because he has a lot of medical needs. So I take him to his doctor's appointment. So it's almost like he lives with me, but not really.
Hmm.
So when he's around most of the time. So majority of the time, I think I sleep with him.
So, what triggers this urge that you get?
I think maybe it goes back to my sex abuse as a child. I think maybe that made me a little bit hypersexual. So maybe just having sex made me feel, it makes me, relaxes me, makes me feel better about myself. And it also, when I see that other people feel better about themselves, it makes me happy.
So, will you say, paraphrasing for you, it makes you feel superior?
Not so much superior.
In
Definitely get my needs met, but it makes me feel like I'm releasing something within myself. Um,
So basically, it doesn't make you in charge because you're having what, four sexual partners. You're having sex as often as possible, and who does the initiation? You or the guys?
it's usually the guys, but I don't stop them. Um,
You've never stopped any of them.
no, I don't. I usually don't stop them. I think maybe um, I'm not sure if I'm being used, but it made me feel. It makes me feel good knowing that, like, when I see, like, them happy after we're done, it makes me feel better.
Okay, so it makes you feel better with yourself. So what else makes you feel better about yourself?
Um, I think taking care of my daughter. She has a lot of mental health issues. She's bipolar and schizophrenic, and a lot of her medical treatment involve her getting a monthly electric shock in her brain.
Mm-hmm.
So she's been getting that for over 10 years now, and it's not really helping with like her mental health issues. I hate this computer. When you get a phone call, it does that. This stuff.